On the morning of February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a massive coordinated attack on Iran. 900 airstrikes rained down in a matter of hours. The tactical results were devastating. Iran's air force was left in ruins, 30 naval warships were sunk, and in a highly classified compound, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed. Military planners call this the decapitation playbook. The theory is straightforward. If you eliminate a hostile nation's central leadership, the regime collapses and the nuclear threat vanishes along with it. It is the exact same logic used to topple Saddam Hussein. Yet 4 weeks later, Brent crude oil prices surged past $126 a barrel. Panicked Western expat workers began evacuating the gleaming glass towers of Dubai, and global shipping through the region ground to a complete halt. The most overwhelming, flawless airstrike campaign in modern history had somehow trapped the attackers in an unwinnable economic stalemate. The problem began with a severe misjudgment of the target's underlying psychology. 86-year-old Ali Khamenei knew the strike was coming. He refused to evacuate his compound in Tehran. He stayed at his desk with his family, making a deliberate choice to die. In Shia Islam, accepting death against a superior foe serves as a powerful religious catalyst. His death was interpreted as a martyrdom, turning the entire civilian population into a mobilized resistance. At the same time, the bombing campaign targeted major cities. This devastated the educated, progressive populations who might have led an internal regime change. Meanwhile, the religious hardliners of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, they remained safely entrenched inside their remote mountain bases. Vaporizing the central government removed the primary check on the IRGC. Without political oversight, military commanders began executing operations according to their own preferences. With the capital in ruins, the surviving IRGC forces immediately decentralized. Command nodes shattered into dozens of small autonomous cells operating across the country's rugged terrain, each picking its own targets without waiting for orders. The weapon of choice for these scattered cells is the Shahed 136 drone. This comparison shows an asymmetric cost curve. Iran builds hundreds of these drones monthly for roughly $20,000 each, while the U.S. relies on $4 million interceptors that take significantly longer to manufacture. Beyond the price tag, these drones offer extreme tactical agility. Launched from standard flatbed trucks, a cell can fire a volley, pack up, and blend into civilian traffic long before a satellite detects their position. The entire American defense strategy relies on massive systems like the Patriot. These require power generators, radar stations, and command antennas. They take 30 minutes to set up and are entirely visible from space. These high-precision systems were designed for a different era of warfare. Faced with a mobile, decentralized threat, the defense becomes a race of attrition that the existing supply chain isn't built to win. Realizing they couldn't win a direct shootout, the IRGC shifted focus away from traditional military targets and aimed squarely at the global economy. They set their sights on the Strait of Hormuz, a 21-mile waterway where 20% of the world's daily oil passes. By threatening this single choke point from their mountain hideouts, the localized cells effectively held global maritime traffic hostage. As this line graph overlay illustrates, the moment those shipments stopped, the price of Brent crude reacted by violently spiking to over $126 a barrel. The IRGC targeted the infrastructure of allied Gulf states, aiming drones at the financial centers of the petrodollar system. This strategy exploits the region's reliance on foreign labor and international insurers, who quickly withdraw support at the first sign of conflict. Today, a new, equally hard-line supreme leader has consolidated power in Iran. The initial strike did not spark a collapse. Instead, the United States is now bleeding capital, locked into maintaining a multi-front blockade it cannot afford to finish. Striking the head off a decentralized network is a strategic trap. It does not stop the fighting. It simply kills the only people who ever had the authority to negotiate a surrender.